we have a lot to go over in this vid before we can hop back over to Hero Coliseum. I'm going to do my best to get through it as quickly as possible because I am exhausted and I need to get some sleep. First things first. In order to unlock Ultra Instinct, you will need to fight Jiren here. I do not know if there's a level requirement for that or not. Second, you're going to notice that there are new icons for the transfer shop. I think it is a welcome change instead of those really small, hard to see red squares. And you're also going to notice an instructor event over in the Bamboo District. You need to talk to Whis. Once you do that, go over to the item shop here. Go to the food and buy him a parfait. I already used the editor to max everything out, because of course I did. Including the new Super Souls, which I will skim over briefly. But after you get Whis the parfait, he unlocks your level cap, and you can go all the way to freaking level 120. And you can boost the stat as high as 200 now. Now, I'll explain why my points look so ridiculous here. So, with my QQ I already had 10 bars of ki, and once I got to level 120, I had nearly 8 stamina bars, exactly. So I had to close the gap with that. And the highest you can get in terms of ki now is a really scrunched up first ki bar, then the rest look normal. But you can get as high as 11.5 ki bars now. And I just wanted 11 exactly, so I had to keep going in and out of training over and over to figure out what that number was. With plus 5 into ki for QQ. This is the number I landed on. It put me exactly at 11, so I was good there. And then I just dumped the rest into HP because, of course, and why not? Health is always nice, especially in raids. And I strictly PvE anyway. And, basics, even if you were to put 200 in here, the damage increase is marginal at best. This game really wants you to spam supers and ultimates to rack up a lot of damage super quick. But I've already mentioned that quite a few times in the past. Anyway, there's a bunch of new costumes that got added. Quite a few of them, actually. So, this is the first festival uniform from Universe 6. There's a gold version of it. First festival uniform, Universe 6 again, silver, and there's bronze. And then there's a second festival. The stats are the same. It more or less looks the exact same. Oh, okay, the symbol changes. That's like the only difference, though, that I'm noticing. But anyway, gold again, silver, bronze, Universe 7... first one, gold, silver, and more or less looks the exact same. Is that a different symbol I'm seeing too? Yes, that is a different symbol. Okay, so at least that's different. And then, apparently, I'm guessing this is in reference to Belmod. And, this is really odd. They got t-shirts and loading screens. Alright. I don't understand the point of this, but okay. I really don't see the point to doing that. Alright, and that's just, regular stuff. Let's go to the new stuff. We actually got some new, outfits here. So first we got customizable colors on Goku's Turtle Hermiki, finally. Android 17. Demon Clothes, Piccolo with Cape, custom. Beer's Clothes, custom. The Pride Trooper outfit. And King Kai's costume. About time they did that. I'm just seeing if there's anything else new. Okay, so there is a bottom part to the festival outfit, it looks like. Alright, we can skip all that. Let's go to the bottom. And then, yeah, of course, anything that has, I would say, well, just to play it safe, any other body piece that goes at the top, you can customize those, obviously. And, I think it's also well known by this point that not all outfits have gloves to them. Yet, oddly enough, the festival uniform does. And it's just a generic set. This is the only set of gloves, it looks like, for any of those outfits. Now, if you're wondering how I got all this, the editor actually picked it all up, so I was able to unlock them that way. Alright, and then finally we got the shoes here. There are a bunch of new accessories too, surprisingly. Festival uniform. Those are some nice boots, I guess. And then all the way down. Goku's Turtle Hermiki, Android 17, Piccolo, BRS, Pride Trooper, King Kai. Alright, and then finally we got a bunch of, well, not a bunch. We got a few new accessories, actually. We got Bubbles, even though he didn't make the mascot. Though that's likely to come in the future, because yes, there is more DLC that is on the way, confirmed for next year. So, here's hoping we get a lot of new figures then. Got a time machine accessory, that's nice. And I'm actually a big fan of this, even though I hate the breakers. I do not mind the look of the vending machines, they look alright. And there were 9 new Super Souls that came, with the update as well. Pause anywhere if you want to get a good look at them. In my opinion, there are only a couple of decent-ish ones, but other than that, nah. Like this one. This one might not be bad for PvP. And same with this one. Same with this one, maybe. And maybe even the God one. Other than that, eh. That's just my take on them. But you already know by this point, I would think so anyway, that I really don't PvP at all. And even when I do, it's just very rarely with friends. Like, trusted friends who I know are good sports and don't give a shit. And are the same mentality of, it's just a game. Win or lose, who gives a fuck? You're just sparring with your buddies. Anyway. I already got the new auras. I'm going to show those off now. And, funny thing, actually. I was testing this online with Super Saiyan 3 hair earlier. Whenever I put on an aura, other people can now see me, which is neat. So if you have Super Saiyan 3 hair and you're on PC, or on console, other players will now see you if you use an aura. Then we got the Festival Champion here. I like the sounds it makes. And I'm a fan of the look in general, really. This is a nice and neat looking one. Next we have just auras. You've seen all these before. Those two at the bottom are the real standouts. And then villainous mode. I know my buddy Freak is really going to love putting this on in Kanton. Wrong menu. Sorry about that. And then we'll do Super Saiyan. I like the starting effect on it, at least. After that, it kind of just peters out. And if you're like me, more than likely, you prefer the lightning effect of it. Much better. Though I'm personally just going to be sticking with this. This one, actually. So, I've officially released Blue Gogeta from his prison after he put me in prison years ago. Where I spent over 12 straight hours trying to farm for him with RC. So he's finally getting a break for right now. The prick. And that's actually good. That's good. Can take that off. And something I wanted to point out, it's not really that huge, but it's still nice, I would say. If you're in the parallel quest menu, normally, if you're holding one direction, this is going a lot slower. But no, they seem to have increased that. Beyond that, there's a new mode here I got to try out with a friend earlier. It's actually not bad. I find it really fun, honestly. And you'll more than likely see it for yourself. As soon as you load into Content City for the first time, after the update, you're going to be spawned in front of this guy. And see a lot of this stuff, actually. And, fun fact for these crystals here, you can one-shot them with Bending Kamehameha. I did that earlier. But other than that, let's have ourselves a little damage test. And also show off Ultra Instinct while we're at it. Because, yes, that actually came with the update, which is really cool. A lot of people have been asking for this Awoken for years. You get Auto Dodge, and Spirit Pulse is the charged version of the Ki Blast that comes with it. Just tapping it, you get to use one bit of Soaring Fist. That is your Ki Blast. And let's say your opponent is trying to hit you. If you hit the Ascend button at the right time, you'll counter them. So I'm going to see if I can do that, actually. There we go. And let's actually go ahead and reset, because this is going to take a bit. Oh, right, I need to do this, too. Let's see, off. There we go. And, funny thing, actually, I was testing this earlier, in just my regular grab set with Potential Unleashed, and, one Kamehameha boost does over 10k. I'm curious to see how much it'll do with an Awoken like Ultra Instinct equipped. Because I'm sure that number is a lot higher when using another Awoken like Blue Evolution. Okay, that looks like that's it. Alright, let's see how much one Kamehameha boost does. Really? That's it? That is actually really disappointing. So, Ultra Instinct might not be so great in terms of striking. And that's the only real reason I can think of as far as that. Let's go ahead and test out Apocalyptic Burst. Yep, that's doing less as well, as to be expected, since it is all strike-based. I'm not really sure what the multipliers on this thing are just yet. I'm sure as time goes on, people will uncover that. So it's just a matter of waiting to find that out. And then let's go ahead and test it out on Rain. I was not joking earlier when I said Potential Unleashed does more with striking. I found it very odd that such a highly regarded Awoken doesn't do as much as you would expect it to. So that's a bit disappointing. I wasn't going to use it anyway, personally. Let's see, standing. Alright, there we go. Now we'll start grabbing. There we go, I forgot to put recovery off. Let's see if it buffs Blast very much, at the very least. See if that's a thing. And by the way, for the Ki Blast and the Soaring Fist, you can only fire one of those at a time. I guess is for balancing reasons. Because your Vanish, when you go into that counter move, will actually do quite a bit of damage. Funny enough, with this hair color on Rage, she actually looks more accurate to my buddy's character, Jin. Of course, I'm talking about Freak. And for the hell of it, I'll go ahead and bring it up, because it's relatively harmless. For the hell of it, we got really bored with our characters and made them a couple. And they have a daughter, and she has this hair color as well. But anyway, now that I have Prominence Flash charged up, let's see how much blast damage this does. And it does less, as does as do the strike moves with Ultra Instinct. So, in general, it's weaker than Potential Unleashed in terms of damage. And just to demonstrate that I'm not bullshitting you, put that off. You know, the lack of damage coupled with the auto dodge when you're getting fired at by Ki Blast and swung at by punches, which, yes, does sap your stamina, makes you really not want to use the Awoken, in my opinion. But correct me if I'm wrong down below. I mean, if you're perfectly fine with it as is, more power to you. I think it should at least do more damage, however. Okay, so this, I think, should do around 2k damage more. Let's give it a look-see. Yeah, as I said, that did about 2k or so more than the Ultra Instinct, so sticking with Potential Unleashed, as per usual. And that's actually going to pretty much wrap it up for the vid. Hope you all enjoyed, learned something new about the update. There's a lot to obtain with it. I would recommend doing the event. It's actually really fun. I personally am a fan of the mode that they introduced. How it works is you essentially have to blow up crystals and do these little scavenger hunts you can trigger within the matches. You and your opponents, it's 3-on-3 at most, and you have your own health bars. You need to keep racking up points, and eventually other portals will open to where you can like take out a boss and more than likely score a huge chunk of points. And there are Cybermen that will show up, and you can decide to fight them or fend them off while your allies destroy crystals and take care of other things. But I plan on showing that off in a future vid, and I wouldn't mind getting some of you to join in with me on that. So, I'll see you guys later. I gotta get some show here. Peace out.